What's going on, good people? James Logan, founder, CEO, and head coach of Higher Level Coaching. So today I want to talk about continue the path of interview questions. And now with another popular interview question, what are your greatest weaknesses, or what are some areas of improvement? Now, when answering this question, understand that it's a negative question. So whatever you're faced with negative questions, spend 25% of the time on actually what it is and what the response is, and 75% of the time on how you moved out of it or what you're doing to get better. So again, if you're asked a question about your weakness, make sure it's not a deal breaker. Make sure it's something that they can live with. Make sure you always reiterate that it hasn't affected your ability to do a good job. And always talk about your ability to find out what are your weaknesses, to find out things that you can improve on and act upon them. So I would preface the question actually with that and say something like, and I actually done this in an interview, I said, you know what, I'm very aware of my weaknesses. I'm very aware of areas for me to improve upon. I'm very self-aware. I ask a lot about things I can improve upon, the family, friends, colleagues, co-workers, supervisors. So I'm always seeking ways to improve. And so I think about the weakness question, and I think about things that I've identified that I can improve on, and think about things that I did to improve upon that weakness. One thing I mentioned was organizational skills. I wasn't in a role where you had to be very, very organized necessarily. I was in program coordinator roles, and I was organized, and I called it what I say is organized chaos. I said if people come into my office and see my desk, they might see a mess or what looks like a mess, but I can tell you exactly where everything is. But again, it never has affected my ability to do the job and do it well. But with things like Google Calendar and things like personal Kanbans, and I'm always thinking about ways I can become more organized, and those things have helped me become more organized. And in fact, I haven't missed a deadline or missed a meeting because of my lack of organization in the past 6 months to a year. So you want to talk more about what you're doing to move out of that situation, what you talk about, again, talk more about what you done to move forward and to move out of that situation, not just dwell on what that weakness is. Be honest, but don't be too honest where it could cost you the job. If you're a procrastinator, or if you're not a morning person, and this job calls for somebody who gets up at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, you don't want to say that in an interview because they might look elsewhere. So again, be honest, but don't be too honest. Think about what that weakness or what that area of improvement was and how you've taken steps to move out of it. If you do those things, then you've passed the test for that answer, for that question. So stay tuned, and we'll talk about more questions that you're probably going to be asked on an interview.